Hey!
Hello.
So we are here and we're doing something brand new. We have never before tried out this My First Battle product, but as you know, one of our main things is teaching kids how to play and using the game as a teaching tool. So we are going to open this up for the first time ever and learn, hopefully along with you, how to play this. The one really interesting thing about this product, and a reason that we went ahead and finally got it, is that Pokemon recently announced last month on Pokemon Day an upcoming mobile app called Pokemon TCG Pocket. And I've heard people say that the mechanics of Pokemon TCG Pocket, as they've been revealed so far, are similar to what's described here. This is a simplified and modified version of the Pokemon Trading Card Game. So, let's take a look, huh?
Yeah.
First off,
It looks like it's sealed. I can see the things.
it looks like it opens on the side there.
Yeah.
See, she's got the nails. Nails are...
A little bit right now, not a ton.
Okay.
Fold that in there. There we go. Okay. There.
Okay. So let's see what we've got in here. We have, those look like decks. This looks like a playmat. Oh, there's two playmats probably. Here's some damage counters. We'll go ahead and use our own, so we don't have to punch those out right now. I do like that they're double-sided.
Yes, that is very nice.
Okay, and here is our booklet, our rule book, and that's actually more substantial than I would have expected. There's also a coin in here depicting... Ooh.
Aw, cute.
Charmander and Squirtle. So, set that right there. Set this box off to the side. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I think these take the place of prizes. So if you
okay.
will go ahead and pop
Yes.
them out, and we'll put them in our slots over there. Let's also see how big this thing is. Oh, there's a spot for them on here.
Okay. Oh, it's like plastic.
It is definitely a different material.
Yeah,
and
it's like plastic.
the in-between parts are
laminated or something.
laminated.
It's not just the paper ones that come in like the theme decks. So it seems like it will hold up much better than a lot of those do.
I need something heavier. I need my metal dice. Well, these could be
heavy. Oh,
nope.
Just kidding. Trying to think.
Oh, see, those aren't even
those
heavy enough.
Sorry, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought. There we go. Okay. Not that. That can be recycled.
Looks like those go on here like this. So these are called prize tokens. Collect a prize token from here when you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon. When you collect 3 prize tokens, you win. There is a energy zone, I think is what it's called, based on PTCG Pocket.
Oh, those
oh yeah, those are good.
Well, obviously I'll need some too, so we'll have to play around with it. Set them down under some books for a while.
This would be good for a...
You'll need it on the edge.
Oh yeah, there. That should be fine. There you go. Because then you can put your edge up under here.
You are Charmander?
Yes,
deck?
apparently.
Apparently.
Are they numbered or anything?
No.
Okay, well don't shuffle them yet.
Yeah. Not shuffling. Okay. Open mine up here.
Okay. Meanwhile, I will take a look at the rulebook, which is
please.
more substantial than I would have expected, honestly. Okay, so my first battle is where new Pokemon trainers such as you begin their journey.
it'll be okay. I'll get it.
In this introduction to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, you and your opponent will face off in a Pokemon battle. You will take turns attacking to try to knock out each other's Pokemon. The first player to knock out 3 of their opponent's Pokemon and take 3 prize cards wins. Let's get started. Okay, and there is a tutorial video, URL in here and everything, so that's good. Alright, we know the parts of a Pokemon card, so we're going to go ahead and skip over that. We also have a video on that.
Yep, if you are interested in looking at that and refreshing yourself.
Okay, take one of your mini decks and the matching playmat. Unfold your playmat. Working on that still.
I do think I'm actually done now.
Okay. Are these extras or do you need them there?
You can use.
Can I have some of the
2
of the ones that are still in there just to
kind of
make sure that this part stays together?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Find your first Pokemon in your deck. This card has a blue border around the outside. Okay. So there we go. Blue border. Put this Pokemon in the active spot on your playmat. This will be your active Pokemon when you start the game. Wait, are the rest numbered? No. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, I should just read it.
Yes, that will help.
You will have a different first Pokemon based on the type of your deck. So I have a Charmander with 70 HP.
And I have a Squirtle with 70 HP.
Okay, good. Find your starting energy that also has a blue border. And put this energy card in the spot labeled energy on your playmat. Next to your first Pokemon. All of your other energy cards will be shuffled into your deck in the next step. Okay. So you don't need to separate them, just the one with the blue border. Okay, cool. So then it shows us what we should look like. We've got our prize tokens, energy, and active Pokemon. Okay? Shuffle your deck. Then put it on your playmat in the spot labeled deck. Do you want to go?
Here, let me send her a message.
I do not know that will be quick enough.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and actually I'm going to use this opportunity to pile count them and see how many cards there are here. I think there's 17 card decks, so it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that makes sense. That fits with the labeling. Oop. Oop. So we've got 15 cards besides our starting Pokemon and starting energy. Put that there. I will take Katie's deck.
Oh boy.
I assume that's our younger one?
Yes, it is.
It's too young to play the Pokemon Trading Card Game and has too much energy. Entirely too much energy.
He is almost 2.
Too much energy.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, so there's 17 card decks right now.
Okay.
So there's obviously 15 left here.
Right.
After we took out the starting Pokemon and starting energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Flip a coin to see who goes first. All right. Heads or tails? White is heads, black is tails.
Heads. It is heads.
I don't know if you actually want to go first or second yet. So... Flip a coin to see who goes first. Draw 3 cards from your deck. These cards become your hand. Place your 3 prize tokens. We're ready to start. Okay. Alright, we'll go through this in a second. I just want to know if you can attack on your first turn.
That is a very important thing.
There's nothing that says you can't. So,
Okay.
I'm assuming you can attack on your first turn in this one. Okay, so draw 3 cards.
Okay.
Ooh.
2, 3. Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Ooh, it feels weird not playing sleeved.
I know, right? These cards also feel different. Right? Like, they don't feel like normal cards. They feel thinner.
Yeah.
Almost more like paper
a little bit.
than cardboard. Okay. So, players take multiple actions per turn. We're going to walk through each of the actions. So after you attack, it's your opponent's turn. Right. So the last thing you do, first thing you always do is draw a card. Last thing you always do is attack. Right. That is to say, attacking ends your turn. Okay, so draw a card.
Okay.
If you don't have any cards left in your deck, skip this step.
Okay.
I know that in the upcoming app, Pokemon TCG Pocket... Wait, am I right about this? I want to say something negative happens if you need to draw and you can't. Okay. But you don't instantly lose.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. Okay, at the beginning of your turn, draw the top card of your deck. This card becomes part of your hand. You will always only draw 1 card on your turn, even if your hand is empty.
Right.
So you don't draw until you have a certain number, like in some games.
Cool.
Okay. Right. Play basic Pokemon to your bench. I don't know if you have any.
I do not have any basic Pokemon.
Okay. You can put more basic Pokemon, so you notice that you only have 3 bench spots instead of the normal 5. You can put more basic Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn. Your bench can hold up to 3 Pokemon. You can only use your active Pokemon to attack, but having basic Pokemon on your bench lets you continue the battle if your active Pokemon is knocked out. Okay. Play an energy card. Okay, to play an energy card, put it face up in the spot labeled energy on your playmat. Each turn, you can play 1 energy card this way. That energy stays on the playmat and powers all of your Pokemon's attacks.
That's fun. I was definitely actually starting to wonder about that. I was like, how many energy do I have in my deck?
Very interesting.
Okay.
When there are 2 energy cards in play, Squirtle will be able to use its water gun attack. Energy is not discarded after you attack. If you don't have an energy card in your hand, you skip this step. If you don't have enough energy to use an attack, that's okay. Later in the game, you'll have more energy and you can use bigger attacks. Alright. Evolving your Pokemon gives you bigger attacks. To evolve a basic Pokemon, place the correct Stage 1 Pokemon on top of the corresponding basic Pokemon. Remember, Pokemon stages are in the upper left-hand corner with an image of the correct corresponding Pokemon. If your Pokemon had damage counters on it, keep all the damage counters with the newly evolved Pokemon. So that's the same as normal. You can evolve any of your Pokemon in play, including benched Pokemon. For example, Wartortle evolves into Squirtle. An evolved Pokemon...
You said that backwards.
I'm sorry, Squirtle evolves into Wartortle. I meant from. Wartortle evolves from Squirtle.
Yes.
An evolved Pokemon cannot use the attacks of its previous evolution. Play trainer cards. Trainer cards give you extra help during your battle. To play a trainer card, choose the trainer card from your hand, read the text aloud, and follow all of the instructions listed on the card. After you've played a trainer card, put it in your discard pile. You do not have to play a trainer card, and if you don't have one, either way, you can just skip that step. Okay, then attacking ends your turn, so that's normal. Knockout is when a Pokemon has more damage on it equal to or greater than its HP. So, let's see. When your opponent knocks out one of your Pokemon, put that Pokemon in the discard pile. Then immediately choose one of your bench Pokemon and move it to the active spot to become your new active Pokemon before beginning your turn. This is very important in both this game and the regular trading card game. Alright, and whoever takes out... Okay, if you take out your opponent's last Pokemon, you win, or the first one to take 3 knockouts. Okay? Okay, active Pokemon, basic Pokemon, bench, damage counter, energy bar, evolve. This is the other thing I'm looking at. If you can evolve on your first turn, it looks like you can.
Okay.
It looks like you can evolve on your first turn, do all the things on your first turn.
Okay.
It also, interestingly, only has Stage 1 Pokemon in the glossary, but nothing about Stage 2. Probably because there are no Stage 2s in this deck.
In these specific decks, yeah.
But yeah, so, okay. Alright, let's see what happens. We may have to play this more than once.
Right. Okay, sorry. So I already drew my first card. Because I thought we were going, like, step by step by step.
Well, I didn't know what all pieces we would have. Right. So I wanted to just go over the pieces. And then we
that makes sense.
Can go back.
So, okay, so I already drew my my card for this turn.
Yep.
I do have an energy, so I'm going to play that.
Okay.
And I do not have anything else that I can do, so I'm going to use Water Gun for 30.
Okay, so Water Gun for 30. I am going to draw a card. Okay. Alright. I'm going to play Growlithe to the bench, and I'm going to evolve into Charmeleon, who luckily does not have any weakness. I don't think any of the cards in this game have weakness or resistance. In the upcoming Pokemon TCG Pocket, there is... What does this say? Oh, okay. In the upcoming PTCG Pocket, there is weakness and resistance, but it is not ×2 like it is in the regular card game right now. It's actually similar to how the card game used to be, where it's like +10, +20, +30.
Okay.
But that makes sense because overall, the Pokemon have less HP.
Right.
Okay, so I will use Ember for 30. Haha, oh, how the plot turns.
Plot thickens, alright. Okay. So draw for turn. Oh no. Okay, wow, that wasn't helpful. Okay. I am going to play Potion.
Oh no.
To heal for 3.
It heals 30?
Yes.
Jeesh.
Yes. Heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon.
Okay.
So I am going to use Water Gun for another 30.
Oops.
Sorry.
So now I'm at 60 damage. Alright. Draw for turn. I will play another Growlithe to the bench and use Ember for 30. This feels like how a lot of our regular games go.
Yeah. Aha. Magikarp?
Ooh, a Magikarp.
Yes. So, wait, did we decide that we can evolve when we put a Pokemon into play? Or, I feel like we have to make sure of that before we just go.
I mean, it has any in bold. You can evolve any of your Pokemon in play, including benched Pokemon. It doesn't say. So in the normal game, you can only evolve a Pokemon that was in play at the start of your turn.
Yes.
So, you cannot play a Pokemon and then immediately evolve it in the normal game.
Right.
I do not see anything about that restriction here in my first battle.
Okay.
And since you only have a hand of 3, I'm guessing that's just relatively unlikely to occur, that you have both at once. So, I'd say you can go ahead and evolve it.
Okay.
Oh boy. 120.
160.
I'm looking at
the
Hyper
damage.
Beam.
Sorry. I was like, no, honey, he has 160 HP.
Holy cow. I don't know if I can compete with that.
I only have 2 basic water energy. Can't use them yet.
I only have 1 basic fire energy. I don't know if I have any Pokemon that do anywhere near that much damage.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out. We might.
Okay. Water Gun for 30.
Okay, great.
Great.
I'll get my stuff. Alright. Okay. I will evolve Growlithe to Arcanine.
Oh, 90 plus. What does it do?
Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So 9,
Okay.
10, 11, 12. So it potentially does 120.
120.
But if I don't get another energy, I'm not going to be able to attack.
Right.
With anybody.
Right.
So I will Ember for 30.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I will evolve. Give myself an extra turn. And use water gun for knockout. So how do you? What do you collect? Where do you put these?
You just okay.
Flip
Let's
them
see.
over. Do you?
Let's see. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I know. I'm going through the options in my head of what you could do with them.
When a Pokemon is knocked out, it goes to the discard pile. Take a prize token from your playmat when you knock out your opponent's Pokemon. That's how you keep score.
Okay.
After you attack, or if you can't, your turn is over.
Okay.
So yes,
So
you just take it off the board. Okay. Yes, he is knocked out. Okay. Basic fire energy. And we are going to gnaw for 30.
For 30. Okay. Poliwag.
I figured he was in here because he's on the picture.
He's on the picture. Okay. So then I'll go ahead and evolve him.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch.
Okay.
To avoid the knockout. Whoops.
Okay.
And that seems to be the only way that you can get out of the active spot is with switch.
Yeah, they don't have retreat cost.
So that's something very different that you have to be mindful of.
Yeah, in fact, retreat is not even an option on here.
Right.
As an action.
So, yeah. So I do believe that is the only way to move your Pokemon out.
Dang.
Okay, so I'm going to use Wave Splash for 50.
Oof. Okay. Alright. Energy. Now we're cooking.
Oh boy.
Switch.
Nice.
Flare Blitz for knockout.
Nice for you.
Nice for me.
I don't want to just give you another one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any. Okay. Well, stinkers. What do I do? Well, that wasn't helpful. Okay. Water gun for 30.
Water gun for 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I can already see how this would be good for also obviously practicing reading and math and things.
Right.
Less reading overall. This will be more math focused just because you've got damage and HP and
right.
You're moving a little faster because this game is overall simpler.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely several important differences. Vulpix to the bench from the standard game,
yeah.
and evolved to Ninetales then.
Nice.
Although strategically I could have kept that in my hand since there's no gust either.
Right.
But I will go ahead and Flare Blitz for the knockout.
Yep.
And we will see if fire can indeed quench water.
Yeah, we will see, won't we? Whoops, sorry, Squirtle. Okay. Okay. Surf for 50.
Surf for 50. Draw for turn. Ooh. Magmar to the bench. Okay, Flare Blitz. Now, I haven't actually been flipping because it hasn't mattered.
Right, because it's been knocked out anyway.
Flare Blitz. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So 90 plus 30 would be 120. So if I flip heads, I actually win on this turn. After it looked real bad
It did look really bad. I thought drawing energy. Ah, he won.
120. I take my prize card. Or prize token. Normally you would play with prize cards.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so now we've got a handle on it.
Yeah.
Why don't we set back up and play one more game, talking through a little more slowly the mechanics and some of the differences there. So starting energy stays.
Yep.
Starting Pokemon stays.
And everything else gets shuffled.
Everything else gets shuffled together. So over here on the left side of the little playmat, they give you a tips for what you can do during your turn. So again, you will always draw a card. You can place a basic Pokemon to the bench as long as you have an open bench space. That would be the same as the normal game. So in this version, you have only 3 bench spots, whereas you have 5 in the normal game. You can play an energy card to, we're going to call this the energy zone. I believe that's what they call it in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Of course, that's not actually out yet at the time of this recording. And the big difference here is that the energy in the energy zone unlock attacks for all of your Pokemon in play. You can only attack with your active, but rather than in the normal game, you attach energy cards directly to the Pokemon, and then the energy cards only unlock attacks on that Pokemon.
Right, the energy moves with the Pokemon.
Yeah.
In the regular TCG, so in this one, the energy pool stays here, like other card games that we've played.
Yeah, so it's more similar to having lands or having mana or resources, something like that. A resource pool from which you activate things. Of course, the other big difference in Pokemon is that the resources are only used to unlock attacks, and they're not used to play cards in general. If a card has a cost, it's usually discard another card. Right. Sometimes that card might need to be an energy, but sometimes it could be anything.
Right.
Okay, so play an energy card once per turn. Evolve Pokemon. This game does not seem to... This version does not seem to have any restrictions on evolving, so it seems like you can play the basic and then immediately evolve it into a stage 1 if you would like. I would expect that if they made any more fleshed out versions of this based on PTCG Pocket when it comes out, that they would add more restrictions, especially if there's also stage 2s. But again, maybe not. If you only have a hand of 3 cards at any given time, you would have to be very lucky to have a basic, a stage 1, and a stage 2 all at once.
Right.
Play trainer cards. You can play as many trainer cards as you like during your turn. You have to do all of their effects. It doesn't seem, at least based on the card pool that we have so far, that there's any advantage to just playing cards to get rid of them.
Right.
But you would not be able to play, for example, Switch if you don't have a Pokemon on your bench.
Right.
You would not be able to play Potion if there's no damage counters.
Yeah.
So you can't play a card when there's no target for that card at all. And then attacking with your active Pokemon, you can do as long as the attack that you're choosing is unlocked by the amount of energy that you have in your energy zone, and attacking always ends your turn. So, are you ready to...
Just a second, I need to make sure that they're getting ready to start bath.
Okay, yes, it would be a good idea for the children to go ahead and get their baths, because we would like to sleep later, which means they
have to sleep later.
We actually still need to flip to see who goes first. A big difference too in this version from the standard game seems to be that you can attack on the very first turn. So you can attack and evolve on the very first turn. Yes, we also agree that Pokemon trading cards are the best, and one of the best things about the Pokemon trading card game is that it's a fantastic tool for kids to practice reading and math and critical thinking. And then for those of us who are older, we sometimes still need to practice critical thinking as well. And there's a lot of really unique puzzles and scenarios that can come up when you're playing the game. But also, it gives us, a really good excuse to spend time with loved ones. All right, so would you like to call heads or tails?
Heads.
It is heads. You get to go first again.
Okay. Helped me a lot last time.
We need to draw 3 cards for our opening hand.
2 and 3.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. And I go first, yeah?
First,
right? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, and we decided as of now there are no evolution restrictions.
As far as I can tell, there are not.
Okay. So I would want to go ahead and evolve to Wartortle, right? Because that's going to unlock Water Gun for a lower cost.
So evolved Pokemon almost always have better attacks than their lower stages.
I'm going to put Magikarp to the bench, and I'm going to put Lapras to the bench. That was my opening hand.
All right.
Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and attack with Water Gun for 30.
Okay, 30 damage. Okay, draw for turn. I'm going to play an energy card to the energy zone, Magmar to the bench, Charmander to the bench, and I will attack with Ember for 30.
Okay. I think I already made a mistake this game. I don't think I drew a card when it was actually my turn. That's okay.
Oh, you didn't draw a card in your opening turn?
No, because we flipped and said, okay, you're going first, and we drew, and then I just started. So, my bad. Sorry. Already screwed this game up. Alright.
As long as you lose, it's fine.
Well then. Okay. Water Gun for 30.
Okay. Draw for turn. Energy to the energy zone.
This is not good for me.
Ember for 30.
Okay. Okay. Put an energy in our energy zone here. And Water Gun for 30.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is knocked out.
Yes.
Sorry.
Draw for turn. Energy to the energy zone. Magma Punch for knockout. 50 damage.
Okay, I'm going to advance Lapras.
Yep.
Okay. I will put Poliwag to my bench and use Surf for 50.
Surf for 50. Okay, I will evolve Charmander into Charmeleon and use Magma Punch for 50.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to evolve to Poliwhirl. And go ahead and use Surf for knockout.
Okay.
Sorry, I was like, what am I doing?
Draw for turn. Flamethrower for knockout.
Oh boy, it's coming down. Okay, well, Wave Swash for 50.
Okay. Draw for turn. Potion.
Oh man.
Flamethrower for 60.
Whoops. Oh, gee. Okay. Well, it's not actually going to save me, but I do have a potion to use.
Okay.
So I would
60 minus 30.
230. Oops. Oh man, I'm a mess over here. Are we surprised?
I'm not allowed to answer that. That's a trap.
Oh, I love you. Okay. Ugh. Wave Splash for 50.
Wave Splash for 50. Yeah, drawing that potion saved my butt.
Yeah.
Okay. Growlithe, Arcanine, Flamethrower for knockout.
And
that is the last knockout of the game.
Yep.
So yes, obviously drawing that first.
How much energy is in this deck?
4. There's only 4.
Okay. I had 3 more draws to that one, and that was my last card.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, so I had all my energy and no Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I don't think this deck doesn't even use 4 energy attacks. Like, the most it needs is 3. Obviously, your Gyarados uses 4 energy, so you need all 4 for that.
Yeah.
Well, that is very interesting.
It is. I feel like Timothy could do really well with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, this could be much more approachable for kids. We've already introduced the regular version of the game, so I wouldn't want to introduce this. I don't know, maybe. You have to be careful. I don't want them to get too confused by having different rule sets to go back and forth.
Right.
You can evolve and then you can't. So we would probably modify it somewhat.
Yeah, to make it a little bit more similar.
We would probably make it so you can't attack on your first turn and you can't evolve a Pokemon that just put down. Because those are the 2 main differences.
Yeah, those really are.
As we highlighted. Other things are more straightforward. Like you just only have 3 cards in your hand and then you draw 1 per turn, etc., etc. But, this is really good. Yeah, we can just go ahead and put them back. I was just impulsively shuffling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is, I think, a really good product, especially if you have a child or a young family member who is interested in the game but has never played at all before.
Or,
you can tell.
It could also be a good introduction for adults too that have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, it could be. It could be, especially if someone's not familiar with card games in general, but they are interested in learning. This is definitely a simplified version of the game. You saw the battles go very quickly because you're only taking 3. You don't have the complexity of, in these decks especially, you don't have the complexity of searching through your deck. You don't have prize cards, so there's no the randomness entirely comes from the shuffling, but you're guaranteed to start with 1 Pokemon and 1 energy, and there's just a few choices to make from there. Which Pokemon to advance and so on and so forth. So I think it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be really interesting to see if they make any other games with a similar rule set in paper, IRL, in real life. And it will also be very interesting to see how the app, Pokemon TCG Pocket, when it comes out, hopefully later this year, how similar it is to this, and what kind of mechanics we see there. But for now, we're going to go ahead and sign off. This looks like it's going to be a great tool to play